Hey, Aaron Linsdau, Polar Explorer and Motivational Speaker. Well, today's a little bit different on my channel. I've developed a little bit of an issue with my license plate in my truck. Apparently the threads are stripped out of the bolt, and apparently it's been that way for a long time and I never figured out, but check this sucker out. So I don't know if I need to cover my plate, but I will anyway. But you can see that is completely stripped out. And so is this one. Awesome, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a couple of different ways to make the repair and prevent your license plate from either stripping out or even potentially being stolen. So let's check that out. So apparently this thread strip out thing is at least prevalent on Tacomas. This is what I own, a Toyota Tacoma 2014. And just like I noticed when I put on my plates originally, like, oh man, that screw doesn't stay very tight, so I just barely touched it. But now that thing is completely stripped out. I don't even know how my plate stays on. And the reason I found that out is I was filming my show World Beyond, and as I was driving along the road, I heard this terrible rattle in the back. I hop out, I look around, like, what in the heck is that? And I look out again, and then the screw had started to back out of my license plate. So I'm like, oh crud, I don't want to lose my license plate. Getting pulled over, yeah, the dog ate my homework. Sorry, my license plate fell off, officer. Yeah, right. So I didn't want to go there, so I've searched around for a couple different options. I'm going to show you the few options I've got here. Just a second. I've got the super basic single zip tie option for doing the repair. I have, I'll show you the glue option, but this is the option that I'm going with, something much more serious but still non-permanent that will hold my plate on quite substantially without too much of an issue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you over to a local Ace Hardware here. I'm in Jackson Hole. I'm going to show you the options I use to build this up, and then we'll go on. Okay, so I'm in Ace Hardware here, and I'm in the bolt section where you can buy individual bolts. You don't need a huge baggie of all this because, at least on the front plate, you only have this little screw here that is fully stripped out. It's just barely holding on. I was driving down a dirt road and I can hear my license plate rattling out, and sure enough this guy's backing out. So just to show you what I found here, build this up, and you just get these parts. Not a big deal. There are a couple ways to fix this, but I will show you, at least on my truck, Toyota Tacoma, the way that the license plate holder, there's some steel back there and whatnot, so I just use this little stack up with a 1/4 1 1/4 bolt, and I just showed you that. So I'm gonna go out and purchase these, of course, and just that's all you really need. And then you just need a wrench and a ratchet, and this absolutely will not fall off, instead of this, which was stripped out originally. I don't even know why they use these things, but there you go. Your split washers, there we go. That way it locks. And then, of course, oops, not 1024, 1/4 nylon locker. And that prevents it from backing out. And then 1/4 washer. And then, where are we? I decided on 1 1/4 bolt to build up this. And that,
what do you know about the umbrellas? When are they coming in?
Will replace this guy. So obviously it's a massive overkill, but should never ever ever fall off my truck. So the key is that you have to kind of simulate the thickness of this bolt. So I'm gonna put this guy here, pull out there. It has to be the plenty of length. There you go. To add an additional washer. Add the locker. And then add a nylon locking nut, so there's no way this is going to back out. One of the other options is to use some sort of glue or epoxy and glue that thing in. There are tons of options here. Super glue doesn't work on plastic at all. Most things don't work on plastic, so you can use plumber's tape and just build up the threads. That is an option. Or liquid nails. I mean, you know, there's lots of ways to get around this, but I'm going to go the bolt route because I do have to eventually change my plates in the future, just because of the state I'm in. It's just the way it is. You could do epoxy, you could do all sorts of crazy things, but the moment you got to change a plate or change it out or do whatever, if you're in a state where you never have to change your plate, then it doesn't matter. You know, you could just glue that thing in, but I'm going with the bolt route. That way I have some variety and variability in case I need to move or do whatever I need to do or the state changes the plate. So it's one way to do it. Okay, so just got out of Ace Hardware. Where's their sign? Because they're always helpful wherever it is. You know, Home Depot, Kmart, even where you buy bolts. This is going to be the cheapest fix ever. Okay, here we're back. Hopefully the wind noise isn't too bad. And before I go on, if you wouldn't mind just hitting the subscribe button, that would help my channel out a lot. Doesn't cost you anything, but just hit the subscribe button and it'll help me keep this thing going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these bolts, take off the screws, show you what it's like to deal with this. I've never actually done this, but this is my estimate of how things are going to work. Hopefully I'm right and I don't have to go back to the store. So I'm just going to take you to the process and show you what it's like to learn how to do this. So what I'm going to do is first show you the ultra cheap method. You'll see I covered my license plate there because I don't know why, but there are all sorts of internet scammers out there. So the very first and cheap, I would say not ghetto method, but you know, however you want to do that, is I thought about getting some epoxy or thread tape, putting it in here, but I mean, see, I can't even unscrew this screw. It just literally spins in place, but there's just enough thread where I can just barely pull it out. It's probably the only thing holding my license plate on at this point. So you see this screw here, it's got a nice big, where's the lens, a big nice coarse thread, and that's supposed to work, but it's actually completely stripped out, as you can see. So you could try glue, you could try thread tape, there are lots of ways to do it, but if you have a zip tie, this is actually a slick trick that I learned from some other people and also from my grandfather. When you replace wood that's stripped out, like a screw in a door or something, if you actually just load it up with wood glue and a couple of toothpicks, you can completely rebuild the wood joint, do that, and that'll work. So theoretically, you could actually stick this in to here, into the hole, show you like that, and you know, I'm not gonna do it all the way because I don't want to make the hole worse. This isn't the option I'm going with, but you could just put that zip tie in there, screw this down, and check it out. It doesn't spin out. I mean, that's pretty slick. I mean, if you want the ultra cheap, like a zip tie, you only need one zip tie, and the really small zip ties will do it. Ultra cheap solution, so you could still take off your plate. Like Wyoming, you have to be able to change your plate every couple of years. You could literally do this, clip it off, screw that in, and it actually feels like it's holding. And all you gotta do is just clip that off with wire clippers, and voila, you got it. So that is a great way to go if you just want an instant fix. However, the plastic on my bumper must be super soft, which means now that I've done this, I bet that if I do this a couple more times, I'm going to have to redo this hole to the point where it's going to be ridiculously large. So that fix is, though temporary, let's see how it did. Not too bad, not too bad at all. But that's really a temporary fix, and I'm not interested in temporary fixes, because if it begins to back out or the plastic heats and strips out even more, then I'm gonna have to put 2, 3, or 4 of these in there. That'd be really, really annoying. So I don't want to do that. So instead, what I'm gonna do is, for First, pray that the bolt that I bought will actually fit in here, and it feels like it fits in there. Let's check that out. Okay. Yeah, that'll go in there just nicely. Now, one of the things is I have the tow package on my truck. It's a class 4 hitch, carries up to 6,000 pounds. As you can see there, the Toyota hitch, which is all cool. But that makes it extremely difficult to get behind the bumper. As you can see, back up here somewhere, up there's the bumper. Now, isn't that a problem? So you have to do a little bit of maneuvering around. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my socket and the quarter drive and the, I can't remember what size it is, 5/16 or whatever it is. You'll figure it out. I never remember what size these are. Hey, 7/16. So I'm using a 1/4 20 bolt, 7/16 with the 7/16 open end, and my theory is I'm going to put this bolt straight through the license plate, catch it on the back, put the wrench on there, and I'm going to get my socket. I've got my socket, but my, where is it? Oh, yeah. Right here, my driver. Of course, it's the small one, typical. Yeah. Okay, we'll try that again. There we go. Tighty, righty, lefty, loosey, right? You got that one. Cool. So now the theory is I'm going to just do that. But the buildup is all about the bolt, the washer, the second washer on the back, the lock nut, and the nylon lock washer. Now, if you're living in a place where people steal license plate, I've seen that in universities in South Carolina and quite a few places. Instead, you can actually get one of those security T nuts instead. You could probably buy them at your local O'Reilly, AutoZone, whatever parts place, and you can get one with the safety, because this, you could still kind of loosen this. Without 2 wrenches, it takes a little bit more effort just to slow any clown down. So if you have a problem with that, this 1/4 20 on my truck will definitely fit. I just tested that out, but get the security one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you, since I haven't tried this before, I'm going to show you my suffering, and hopefully I don't swear up a whole bunch of swear words and whatnot, because I really try and keep the channel clean here. So I'm going to put my plate on like this, take my bolt with my single standard washer, and I'm going to just start spinning that guy in, and hopefully, cool. All right, I'm going to show you a neat little trick here, because I have my, I don't want to ratchet this thing because it takes forever, is you actually just do this, and then because it's so loose, and just spin it in like that. All right, as easy as step 1 complete. Cool. Now I'm not going to be able to show you because I don't have a reverse cam, but I'm going to try and put my hand behind here. Put my hand behind here and sit on my wrench and put the stack up as the washer, the lock washer, and then the nylon lock with the nylon facing out. So let's see if I can reach in there after all this effort. Where is that bolt? Oh boy, that bolt barely sticks out. Where the heck is that thing? Can't even feel it. Oh, there it is. Oh, you can actually grab it from up top. But there's no way I'm going to be able to get the wrench in there. Oh, that's going to be cool. Great. So I'll probably drop the washer twice. Alright. Okay, washer on. This tells me that it's kind of hard to get on there. So I'm going to back this off just a bit, and I can feel the washer back there. Alright, and then I'm going to put the, well, it's called a split washer, or a lock washer. And that'll prevent this thing from backing out even more compared to just that nylon washer. I'm going to try and not drop it. Oh, there's my finger. Alright, here we go. Okay, got that on. You have to do this twice. Alright. That's a bit of a maneuver. Apparently you can take the plastic bumper off, but there is some steel back there. Okay, don't drop, don't drop. Okay, come on. Twist on, twist on. Oh, nope, oh, oh. Almost dropped it. Okay, I'm gonna spin this guy up a bit. See if I can get that nut to engage. Oh yeah. All right, that nut is engaged. It's obviously not all the way down, but we're gonna work on the other ones first. Same sort of process. And the trick is when you're doing automotive stuff, work at all possible effort not to drop stuff inside hard to get to locations, simply because it's just plain maddening to get it out. You have to have a magnet stick, and oh my gosh, what a pain. You know what? I didn't realize this was this thick. I could have bought the 1-inch bolt, so revised my information. The 1.5. It might be. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. So I'm going to screw this. I mean, this is literally how loose the plastic is. I can do that by finger. And this whole solution, at least my solution, cost, I think I said it was 74 cents. The receipt actually said 76. Okay. All right. Okay, I didn't drop the washer. Now the hardest part is to get that nut on there without dropping it. That's going to be the magic trick. Alright, come on, do not drop it. And the trick is you don't want to push that bolt too far through, so I'm going to have to back it up a bit. And you can see it can be a little frustrating because I'm going to have to work totally blind. And you might say, Aaron, why didn't you take off the tailgate? Well, my tailgate has one of those reverse cameras in it. Dang it. And so I can't just easily unwire the tailgate. It's kind of a pain in the butt. So what I'm going to do is the 2-finger technique here to try and get this nut on. Alright, where are you? So you can see it's a little frustrating. Oh, it fell down. Okay, so good. This something falling down isn't that big a deal in here, but like in the engine compartment, it is total misery when something falls down. I'm going to have to back the bolt out just a bit to get the nut on my finger. And then, yes, sweet. Okay, now the trick is getting that 7/16 inside there and holding it while spinning this ratchet. And you know, it depends on your truck and all, or your car, or you know, whatever you got to deal with. Okay. I think. Let's see. So that's 7/16, right? Oh yeah. Come on. So I'm not going to speed this up because I just want to see. I want you to see me suffering. Maybe it's a bigger size. Let me double check. Should check this before I went down the road. Good gosh. As you can see, this video is absurdly long, but as soon as I can get the wrench on, oh, got it. Got the wrench on the nut. Got this guy on here. And now that nylon lock has just enough force where I'm going to have to wrench it down. Oh yeah. And I'm not going to drop my wrench. So I don't have to have anybody else help me do this. So I don't have to go through that annoyance of asking the neighbor to drive you nuts. And it feels like that little ring is compressed. And I think the inch bolt would just barely work, but the 1.25 quarter, it actually fits, and it allows that nylock to completely engage. So that's depending on your vehicle. Alright. Okay, and it feels like that ring is locked down, so I'm gonna do the other one. I'm not gonna make you suffer watching that if you're still watching, but that's it. That is my solution. Now my license plate absolutely will not fall off. It will be a major pain if somebody wants to steal it without having the right tools and everything. They got to sit there. They can't just show up with a Phillips and take that guy out. And it replaces these very annoying stripped out screws, and that is the solution for that. Again, remember the security options here, easy enough. My name's Aaron Linsdau. I'm a polar explorer and motivational speaker. Please like and comment on the video. Again, hit the subscribe to my channel to help support it, makes it easy. Check out the links to my books, adventures. I also have a TV show, World Beyond. That's what I'm actually here filming. So all sorts of good stuff. Check out the comments, hit that right arrow, the little arrow right to the right of the video on your phone, and check it out. Thank you very much for watching.